Greetings, Aquarians, and happy motherfucking birthday. This is Damien with HK Readings. I am here to do your February 2020 general love reading. This will be for my Aquarians by Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter. So stay tuned to see if any of these messages resonate with you. Getting some readings done bright and early, and it's time to do Aquarius's video. It's your season. I'm feeling the energy. I've gotten ample amounts of rest. It's just wonderful, y'all. I feel like this is also energy that I'm picking up from y'all as well. Your moods may be improving, man. You may be in like a really good spiritual element or zone right now. And keep that up. Keep that up. Oh, and actually, when we talk about being in your element, I was pulling a meditative card, which led to two, from the Black Moon astrological card deck, which is from Susan Shepherd. There we go. And the cards that we have out here are number 6, Saturn, the card of truth, and the air element, number 39, communicating. It's just refreshing to see you come out in your own energy here. Now, I will say that cross-watchers are welcome to the video before I get into the reading. And, you know, take the story, how it applies to you and how it resonates for you, okay? I also want to say that if the messages do resonate within this video, please hit the subscribe button to stay tuned to the future messages on this channel. And drop a like, drop a comment, and also whether you do find resonance or don't, always feel free to check out any of the other videos for your planetary alignments that I've already uploaded. This is just my third for February, so unless you have Gemini or Libra in your chart, you'd be staying tuned for further ones, of course, unless you want to go back into the month of January and so on and so forth, because these messages, you know, are time fluid within the construct that we know time. Now, what I'm sensing here, before I get into tarot, it's kind of an interesting reading. I feel like the reading is going to play out to be positive, just like the sentiments I was feeling at the beginning of the video here. But I think that it's got something to do with freedom, and it almost made me want to cry, like freedom, liberation. Many of y'all have been waiting for the moment where you would feel free again, or for the first time in your life. You know, you're really hitting, like when I talk about these moods you're getting into that are just so positive, like as it puts you into reflection, or as it, you know, has you resonate with all the feelings that you have had within you to get here, it makes you very emotional, I'm sensing. Now, if there are any loose edges to tie up on this journey to the new level of ascension, because I'm getting a few things. I would say, one, be careful with how you communicate subjects that may be sensitive, and also make sure that you have all the facts before speaking your truth of a matter. I feel as though there's an energy around that's kind of saying things are good, but you're going to be throwing a few tests within the next few weeks. I'm getting 3 weeks where you're still having to be very mindful, even though you're on this new journey. It's like you can't just respond. You can't just react. Now, this could be very well about something coming back, something, again, unresolved that needs clarity. If you've cut somebody off and they somehow come back into your realm. Now, we know we also enter Mercury in retrograde. When is it? The 16th of February, okay? We are in the pre-shadows of it. So I think that it's kind of like you're going to have to apply the lessons of being humble and truly being healed. Because like when we're healed, we don't have a need to react harshly or negatively towards someone if something comes up, you know what I mean? So it's like having to remember the lessons of that as certain things resurface. Damn, I'm definitely feeling like this is a retrograde reading. And 3 weeks is what was intuited to me. And I remember when I was meditating over these cards, I looked at the numbers here. We have 6 and 39. 39 coming to 12. 2 and 1 is 3. 6, divisible of 3. I knew there was like something to do with 3. And I think 3 weeks could be 3 days for some of you. It's not going to be the same for everyone. But within the next 3 weeks, like, you're really going to have to be prepared for what the universe brings your way to prove that you've gotten the lessons that you have, or that you're willing to implement the lessons that you've gotten. How about that? Because, I'm definitely sensing, and through any transformation, it's very much a sensitive time. Like, I like to give the comparison of the caterpillar to the butterfly. Very, very sensitive time in the metamorphosis. So it's almost as if you're not paying attention, there could be something that could slightly just knock you off balance just a little bit, okay? So just be calm, be balanced, be aware, be patient, take your time, keep open and honest communication with people, okay? This is also an important moment for people to know exactly where you stand. So even if you feel like you're in a certain place, but you haven't been speaking it into existence or speaking it into the firmness so that others externally can get it, you best do it, because it's almost when you, it's like the saying, when you speak, you believe, okay? And if you haven't been speaking your pure, seemingly unadulterated truth, if you haven't been doing that, think about the reason why. Are you really ready? Are you really ready for it? I think back into my life, even times of recent, there are things that I've known I need to tell myself. I'm working on it. It's all been getting better by the day. But, it's had me think about, why haven't I said this to myself yet? Why haven't I said this to people yet? What am I still hanging on to? So again, any loose ends that needs to be tied up, do it, but do so with compassion and honesty and transparency. This is where sensitivity and vulnerability are going to come hand in hand, because you're going to hit a very vulnerable time. And I just want to see what's coming in that could possibly trigger. This is a love reading, but energies could extend to any other form of your life. It depends on the cards and what Spirit has to say and what I intuit. What deck? You know me, I'm spoiled with this Golden Tarot. So I think I'll pull like 3 from Golden Tarot, just because I got to put my hands on them today. I just got to. And my Fountain Tarot, because it's been a minute for the Fountain. So I'm going to pull 3 from Golden Tarot from Cat Black. Check out this deck. I fucking love it. Let's see. This didn't get in the stack. Hold on. Give me 3 cards for Aquarius for the month of February. What triggers are coming in that Aquarius should be mindful of? Knight of Wands, Justice, 8 of Cups. I just want to say right now, before I even pull these, I just want to say right now that what it looks like is that many of you have been getting over some deep letdown, disappointment, heartbreak. For many of you, it was this last person, but for others of you, it's just, as you look at your love life as a whole, the hardest part is giving yourself to so many things that didn't give back, to where when you have to redirect your passion, it's tough. You have to give up on people you thought you loved, or the construct that went behind that person, like, what was it that was attracting these people that would make you so vulnerable, that would open up your heart, only to, you know, unfortunately get shat on. But you're learning lessons through this. Remember that, okay? But it's just like, how through so much hurt do you go about finding passion again, finding something, or, you know, someone to love again, finding those little things you find charming in an individual that turn you on. Like, many of you have just been, and I feel this reading. I feel like I resonate with y'all in this, you know? Like, it's like, for example, okay, I've gone through personally a lot of shit romantically that has jaded and kind of skewed how I go about things. And then again, I work on that every fucking day. And I try to be, not trying and being a great example, I have to say, of practicing what I preach, which is why I can give you messages like this and meet tarot so confidently. I am human, but I'm working through these things and we're all doing it together, right? But, you know, I got off of a long day at work one night, and I live in Houston, live in like the Houston Heights area. And, you know, there's this great local dive that I go to that's kind of like cheers. Everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came, you know. All the bartenders is, because, you know, only beautiful women behind the bar. It's just one of those places that doesn't have a man. I actually did, but I don't know, he quit. Either way, so I go up to see my girls and, you know, just other few regulars who are generally there playing pool, whatever. Now, I'm gonna really talk to y'all on this. I don't give a fuck how long this reading is gonna go, because this is like, I'm feeling the emotions of it, and I hope y'all appreciate a longer reading, however long it comes out to be. But there was a guy there who I will say his name is X, okay? Me and X are cool. I see X from time to time. Have a pretty decent standing with one another. Had a big falling out after, you know, some feelings were caught, and I was just like, I don't even know you, man. Like, fuck you. Like, this is that shit that I always found myself getting into. Like, starting to get the emotions involved before I figure out the true colors, which the true colors I don't vibe with. And it took me a while to get over that and forgive, but I did forgive X, but I haven't seen X for a while, because I'm the type of person that no matter who I know somewhere, if something happens with a particular person, I'll give wherever it is a rest. I have my home and sanctuary. I have other places I can go, you know. I'm not a masochist. I'm not gonna, you know, I need to get over some things before I put myself in a certain energy field. Because of others. Like, when I say, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go because I want to go see my girl, or I want to whatever, because I feel okay to again. So it's been a while. I finally go back. X is there, and it's this big thing where, you know, she's like, oh, you know, I haven't seen you in a while. We catch up, and the whole time there's just all this and, you know, X is expressing, you know, how beautiful, or just, you know, just how good I look and how good I smell, and just looking into my eyes and just, you know, stroking my hands and doing all of those things. Like, you know, when you talk and the person is just looking into your eyes and they're being like just very lightly sensual with you, and they're almost gazing so hard you could tell, you feel like they're not even fucking listening. They're just like enamored. But yeah, it was one of those things. Now, to get to the point, because I wanted to build the scene. Now, see, like I told you, I've had a lot of experiences where it just didn't, like, it's just scarred me up. So, like, the way I even approach, or have been approaching romance, if I did, it was just very, like, on some G shit. Like, all right, look, so I need to figure out about you. What do you do? What are you looking for? Like, there's a whole application that needs to go about this, you know, as a way of protection. And I can laugh at myself at that, because I've been getting better at it. But it's in the way that I forgot how to relate on those, like, subtle, cute, just ways, and have those interactions in which I understood mutual attraction, and it wasn't just me being shut off and just kind of rude or distant, or just entertaining something for the sake of them being You know what I'm saying? So what happens, this is the part where just certain little things I'll do, for the way I look, the way I laugh, or just like whatever. It's like, he would say things like, that is the cutest fucking thing. And it's weird. Now, for the ladies who are watching this, who men are what you're into, or, other men, it's one of those things that, like, it's kind of something when your man or a man is, like, giving you that attention and just things that you're doing and you're not thinking about, or just like stimulating them and they're expressing it, right? But more so than that, the way it made me feel in that moment was like, oh, I had this aha moment, like, for someone to even say I'm doing something cute, because again, it was always this stoic, closed off, like, the way I was going about things was just different. It wasn't very vulnerable. It wasn't very uninhibited. So I guess now realizing how much of myself I was being in that moment and seeing how he responded to it, it kind of sparked in me the resurgence to, like, okay, now this could be a good time, because it was a great interaction. We went home great on our separate ways. I was like, I had my drink, I gotta go. But it was one of those things that made me think about, okay, so there's that spark of passion again. There was that moment that I just had while I was kind of going about trying to deal with how to get in to a love situation again, how I could feel that way again. And just that genuine, pure moment of someone seeing me for me and expressing just like how they felt about it kind of made me like, okay. So if I did decide to love again, like, what would I be looking for? Definitely someone who finds that me just being is just so fucking fascinating, or just, oh my God, the way you do this. Definitely that, it started to have my brain work again, opposed to maybe thoughts of, if I find somebody, I do. If I don't, I don't care. That kind of thing. So we have the Knight of Wands, Justice to the Eight of Cups. So I think old convictions or beliefs of what you were passionate about and what you would usually charge towards and put a lot of energy into, like I said before, kind of catching the feelings before I even see the true colors, because the Knight has that type of motion. I think now you're starting to work on new ground, a new foundation of, okay, now I'm open, now I'm vulnerable. I'm being open and honest with what I want, what I need. There's no expectations. That's a big thing. Letting go of expectations. Because if you're into someone, you're going to give the greatness. Don't think you're always going to get that back. But you're building yourself up enough to where that won't matter, okay? The expectations. Because what you're going to be attracting is just super fucking powerful. I hope that made sense. There's going to be something that just sparks a resurgence in you believing again. Oh, what we got? Oh my God. The Fool, the Six of Coins, the Ace of Coins, and the Magician. Come on now. Let me get these cards sort of put to where they need to be. So there comes a point where you are just so fearless. You become so fearless that and this is about meeting somebody, okay? You're taking a leap of faith with somebody, starting from the beginning, starting from scratch, starting with this newfound idea of what it is you want, what it is that makes you feel good, where you may have been stagnant in that area or kind of detached or calloused in that area. You're taking a leap of faith in a relationship very, very soon that is going to give a lot of reciprocity, okay? There's going to be a lot of give and take. And there's, this is someone that when I say like things are shared and matched, Six of Coins to the Ace of Coins, this is talking about things that are shared and matched and starting off at an equal point where they're taking a risk too. The Ace of Coins is, it's the first before we get to the 10, which is the the stage of completion. This is so beautiful, y'all. The stage of completion. So we have new beginnings with the aces. We have new beginnings with the fools. And with how those two new beginnings tie into, say, also the Six of Coins and the Magician here. There's alchemy going on here to where I don't even know if you're going to know how to handle this. I don't even know because you have changed. This is you changing so much karma that has been a part of you. That, because you've created it, you've accepted it, what have you. But this is changing so much karma. This is two people who have changed their situations, figured out how to love again, and are just slowly making it work. Because remember, this is earth energy that's bounding the Fool and the Magician here, the Six of Coins and the Ace of Coins. Could very well be dealing with an earth sign. But what I see is more so that it's someone, again, who's just on your spiritual level. And where, you're exuding more earth energy yourself, as we talked in the beginning of the reading. There's a chillness to your vibe. You just needed somebody with that. On the bottom of the deck here, y'all can't see it, so I'll just show you. Got the Three of Coins. Three of Coins. I see a nice form of cooperation. And when I say two people starting off from the same point and cultivating a new, beautiful, sound beginning, where I do see that for many of you, there will be pregnancy. And if it's not pregnancy, especially if we're talking male to male, because I do see some of that in here as well. Whereas those of you who were worried about judgment or discrimination because of male to male or female to female relationships will definitely one of you is financially stable if that's the case, and you will build the courage to move out and on your own. Ooh, look at energy. And that could also be there could also be something with adopting therein. But what it's generally talking about, as we have the Three of Coins here tying everything in, two lives coming together to make one, and it's going to be harmonious, and it's going to be balanced, okay? Ooh, you better be ready for this. Now, as far as, because what I originally asked was what the trigger was going to be. This person might be the trigger. And it could very well be someone that you used to know. Someone that you used to deal with. How do you transform a situation out of what you thought you knew, what you thought was over, thinking that you knew the truth, only to find out there was more to the story to be told? Could be the person that caused the heartbreak, or just someone who was just an ex, and it didn't work out because of whatever was still being held on to. It's like there's a second coming around. I think this is, for the majority of you, is going to be a missed opportunity. I don't see enough cards that denote healing in the way that say that it's of, the person that hurt you. I think it was a missed opportunity that's coming back around, and it scares the fuck out of you. Looking forward to your bonus. Love you.